Hey friends, it's Heather. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am just at the cabin this week, and so I thought I would bring you down to the dock with me. Just let you see this view behind me. Such a beautiful day today. And I've got my glass of Sandhill Rosé, and I thought I would tell you the story of how I decided to start Life Launch, because it's actually a really cool story, and so that is what today's episode is all about. 5 years ago, I went to ministry school at Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry in Redding, California. My husband and I went with our two oldest kids. Byron was not in the picture yet, and we decided to take a little adventure as a family and move to California. In my first year of school, there was a day in school where I was thinking about all the different encouragement and words that people had been giving to me, and how that kind of combined with the passions that I already had. At that point, I'd already spent some time being a full-time teacher. I had also been doing 12 years of motivational speaking and written 2 books. No, I guess I'd only written 1 at that point. I was trying to figure out what the next step was. And at the time, I really thought it was all about speaking, and that I was going to be an international speaker traveling the world on stages and speaking to thousands of people. And as I was sitting there, I felt like God downloaded this business idea to me. And it was funny because all these people had been giving me these encouraging words about business, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've been in ministry for 12 years. Business is not even on my radar. But I got this idea for a business, and it was called Launch. And I wrote this down in my journal. I have the journal. If I find a picture, I'll post it in here later when I'm editing this. And I wrote down this whole concept of what Launch was going to be. This group of advisors who were going to all specialize in giving wisdom and guidance on certain topics. And so I had kind of written out this mission statement for it. I even went and bought the website and the email address and got everything set up. Then I kind of just put it on the back burner. I did my second year of school, and I went home because I was pregnant, and so we had our third child, and I wrote my second book, and I was still very much kind of thinking on the track of speaking and writing and pursuing that. And then I stumbled upon the Life Coach School podcast. And as soon as I started to listen to the podcast and understand the coaching model that Brooke Castillo teaches, I was hooked. And I started applying all of the coaching techniques and tools that I was learning in my own life, and getting such crazy results in my life. It started first in me starting a business in September of 2019 and making a goal to make $60K in my first year of business, and actually hitting that goal. And then in January of 2020, realizing, okay, $60K is not high enough. I really need to make this goal bigger so that it's gonna really push me to become the next version of myself. And so I changed that goal to $100K for 2020. And with the pandemic, me homeschooling my kids for 4 months, I was still able to use the model to coach myself to make over $100K in 2020. And so I turned that tool on every single area of my life. Towards my health, I was able to lose 10 pounds and 2 jean sizes. Towards my marriage was just totally reignited, and restoration was brought, and we just have this like really amazing, passionate connection right now in relationship because of coaching. Using the coaching tools that I was learning and applying them to my own life really inspired me to start my business, Life Launch. When I first started Life Launch, it was one-on-one coaching, and I had a few small group programs. And then I decided that the best way to reach the most amount of people was to do this monthly membership, where I could offer weekly group coaching calls where people could come and get one-on-one coaching and learn this model and start to apply it to their own life and their own business and their own health and their own relationships, so that they too could see transformation, so that you who I'm talking to right here, the one that I'm so excited to serve, because I have seen how it's changed my life to coach myself, and I can teach you how to do the same thing. The tools are simple, and once you learn how to do them, you can take them and apply them in your business, in your health, and in your relationships, and see incredible transformation. That's kind of how Life Launch started. It started as the membership piece in May of 2020, and now has been going for a year, and we have around 60 members. We have a Life Launch mastermind, and it's just been an incredible experience to run that business and connect with so many of you. The next part I wanted to share with you was how I decided on the name. Like I said, 5 years ago, I was at ministry school, sitting in that session, and got the idea to call it Launch. And the reason why is because I was thinking about a launch pad, and how when a rocket is going to take off and go to space, the place that it starts from is a launch pad. And the pad itself is really kind of underwhelming and very easy to miss, and not what anyone is focusing on when a rocket is about to launch, right? In first year, I got the idea to call it Launch. And then in second year, I was having a conversation with my pastor, Jordan DeMarco, who I love so much. Shout out to you, Jordan, you're the best. And we were having one of our amazing conversations. And I said to him, why is it taking so long for me to step into whatever the thing is that I'm supposed to be doing? And I was just really frustrated that I felt like I was still in this waiting period. And he said to me, the bigger the launch pad, the higher the launch. And it just hit me and stuck with me that so much of that time where I was kind of just working behind the scenes in my own life, where I was, writing the book for the small amount of people that read it, where I was speaking at these small engagements, with like 10, 20, 100, 200 people, all of it was preparing me. All of it was laying the foundation. All of it was creating the structure that I was going to need in my life for when I did launch, right? It was creating this huge launch pad. And I said to him, I'm like, I don't want to work on the launch pad anymore. I want to actually just launch. I want to take flight. But I can see now how the things that I was learning in those, let's call it 14 years before I started my business, they were creating character in me and giving me the tools that I was going to need so that the business that I created didn't end up crushing me, didn't end up causing me to burn out. The lessons that I was learning about how to manage my own mind and how to process my emotions and how to build healthy relationships and set boundaries and manage my time and be disciplined and have balance in my life, all of those things are what has created this life that I live now, which is not perfect, but I've created a 6-figure business where I can take a week off and hang out at the cabin with my family and not have to work other than recording this video for you, which doesn't feel like work at all. The heart behind Life Launch, is that this would be a place where you can create the strongest foundation, the biggest launch pad that is setting you up to really step fully into your life, to your passion, to your purpose, to your calling, and be able to take flight and not have that flight crush you. Understanding that the pressure and the weight that comes from success and influence, it can crush a person. I've seen it. I've watched people be crushed by too much power, by too much influence, by too much money. And I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me. And so Life Launch is my contribution to helping you create an amazing, limitless life and business that you love so much, but that doesn't crush you and that is sustainable. And not that you would just be doing it for the next, 1, 2, 5 years, but that you would be able to do it for 20, 30, 40 years and never burn out. So that's the heart behind Life Launch. That's the story of how it got started. And I want to officially invite you to come and check it out. If you haven't yet, if you've been watching this YouTube for the last year, it's been almost a year since I started this, and you've never checked out Life Launch, go to the link below this video, check it out. If you have any questions, send me a DM. I'm on Instagram at Heather Boersma. I would love to connect with you there. And just know that I believe in you so much. And if you don't fully believe in yourself right now, Life Launch is a place where you can come, you can borrow my belief, you can lean on the belief and faith of the women in our community, and we can really encourage you and uplift you to, as you create your launch pad and get ready to step fully into your limitless life. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, share it with a friend who needs a little encouragement, and we'll see you next week. Time to go swimming.